Welcome back. Today I'll be talking about Olight's new summer sale. Take a look at some of the bundles they're offering to see if they're actually worth it. But the main thing I want to talk about is the release of the brand new Olight Warrior Mini 3. And it's a good one. Let's check it out. All right, so the Olight summer sale starts July 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and goes all the way to July 14th at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. And the advance sale starts July 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, basically the exact same time I'm releasing this video. And I have some of the bundles here that Olight is offering at the new summer sale. But first, let's talk about the free gifts that Olight is offering. The i3E right here is for new customers. This is pretty cool. I like that little design right here. I don't think any of my i3Es have that design. But anyways, if you're a previous customer, you're gonna get this i1R2 Pro in Pinwheel Orange. Look at that design, that pinwheel design. Very cool. So whether you're a new customer or an old customer, you're gonna grab one of these bad boys just for logging in, so that is awesome. But now let's talk about these bundles and see if they're actually worth it. Usually the Olight bundles during their sale are absolutely worth it. So usually if you want a discount, you have to wait for one of their sales. But during the sale, they put together little bundles, and I have those bundles, or some of those bundles right here. Let's start right here at this end. This is the Arkfeld and Otacle bundle. This is the Olight Arkfeld in Desert Tan and the cool white version, and this is the Otacle in yellow. Now, I have talked about the Arkfeld so much. You guys know I love this flashlight from Olight. It's Olight's first flat flashlight, and it has the green laser pointer, and on the fly, you can just turn it from that green laser. Where's that green laser on camera? There we go. And then just flip a switch, lighting mode. So I'm sure you guys don't need to hear me talk about this flashlight any more than I already have. But then you have the Otacle right here, which is just a utility blade, but the end of it right there sort of looks like a lion's mouth. I have more than a few Otacles at this point, and I can't recommend this tool enough. And on the back, there's a little lockout right there. So if it's in your pocket, you can just turn that, lock it out. Very cool. But basically, if you guys want to pick up these two items, it's $63.99 for the sale only. And the next bundle we have right here, the brand new color OD Green in the Perun Mini 2. And this is also the cool white version. And that's paired with the OD Green Open Mini. Now, the OG Perun Mini is one of my favorite work lights when I'm working outside at night, just because it came with a head strap and a patch where I would just put that on my hat, and it's a perfect headlamp. The Perun Mini 2 here actually improved on the original Perun Mini, and it is still bright as can be, as you can see. But now you can get the Perun Mini 2 offered in OD Green, the same as this Open Mini right here. If you guys want to pick up this bundle, it is $46.76. One of the better deals right here on the table, at least in my opinion. Not that they're not all good deals on the table, but for me, I use these two probably the most out of anything on this table. Even though I like the Arkfeld a lot, I'm using this Perun Mini 2 over the Perun Mini a lot when I'm working outside at night. But now let's move on to the next bundle. This is the new color for the Olantern Classic right here, this copper color. Sorry, I just want to be exact. This is the Olantern Classic Mini, and that's paired with the i3E with the copper color here. Now, I just want to make this clear that neither one of these are actual copper. They're just a painted copper here on the Olantern Mini, and the same thing with the i3E here. Together right now for this bundle, you can pick these two up for $51.08, which I think is fantastic. And this is my first time checking out the Olantern Classic Mini. The other lantern that I have is the original Olantern right here. And I know there was a bunch of releases in between my OG Olantern right here and the new Olantern Classic Mini, but just to show you the differences here, it's crazy. And I like this a lot. I didn't know that it had the warm light, and then if you keep turning, it turns it into the cool white version, and that's sort of a downward facing softer light. If I turn it back to the warm white right there, you can see those little LEDs on the inside light up. So this is really, really cool. Plus, I like this handle right here that sort of acts like a carabiner. This is awesome. So together, I think this is a great bundle, $51.08 at the sale. And now the last bundle right here. So we have the brand new Olight Warrior Mini 3 paired with the i3E in zombie green. As a bundle, you can pick these up for $63.99. And actually, guys, I know I said the Perun Mini 2 and the pen was probably the best deal on the table, and it probably is at that $46 price point, $46.76. And this is $63.99, but when I said this was a good one, this new Warrior Mini 3, I wasn't kidding. Olight is really stepping up their game here with this release. As soon as I think I have my favorite everyday carry flashlight picked out and ready to go, Olight has to go out and release this thing. And yes, as you guys can tell, I am really digging this brand new Warrior Mini 3. So let's talk about this. So let's get some of the specs out of the way. It has the exact same lumen output as the previous Warrior Mini 2 at 1750 lumens, except now it has a 240 meter throw as opposed to a 220 meter throw. It has 14,400 candela. This is a cool white emitter. I'll give you a look right down the barrel there. It's available in 3 different colors as of right now. There's a black, a midnight horizon, which looks awesome. And this guy right here, this is the forest gradient where you have that black that blends right into that OD green. But if you're familiar with the Olight Warrior Mini 2, you're gonna see the differences on this Warrior Mini 3 right away. So I'm just gonna bring in one of my Olight Warrior Mini 2s. I'm gonna show you guys some of the differences. Look at the head diameter first off. This is the Olight Warrior Mini 2 and the Warrior Mini 3 right here. The head diameter is a lot smaller, and if I show you the side profile there, you can see the head sort of blends in with the rest of the body. It doesn't bow out right there, as you can see on the Warrior Mini 2. So the body itself is a lot slimmer. And if I hold them up side by side right here, you can see it's shorter too. So the head diameter is smaller. It's shorter, but they made the side switch there a lot larger. And the button on the Olight Warrior Mini 3 is now made of stainless steel. It's no longer made of rubber, so it's gonna be just a little bit more durable here. And while I'm here at the head, I'm gonna show you guys the much more aggressive bezel here on the 3 as opposed to the almost non-aggressive bezel on the Warrior Mini 2. That's been one of my complaints since the Warrior Mini series came out was, if you guys know of the Warrior series, that is a very aggressive bezel. So I sort of wanted to see that just in mini form. And the Warrior Mini and the Warrior Mini 2, that bezel is almost non-existent when we're talking about any kind of ridges or any kind of crenellated bezel. Another minor change is that pocket clip there. You can see that pocket clip is changed right there, and it is now more of a deep carry pocket clip, but it is still a two-way pocket clip, as you can see right there. But one of the major changes they made is right here at the tail. Take a look at the change they made with that magnetic tail base. Olight calls it the tactical tail switch with NMT, the nano molding technology. You can see that tail switch is much flatter on the brand new Olight Warrior Mini 3. And they made that change just so it's a lot easier to wipe off any kind of metal shavings or metal dust that might get on that magnetic tail switch. And believe it or not, that change makes it just a little bit more sturdy when you're tail standing. But this change was a big surprise to me, seeing this different tail switch here, because ever since I've been collecting Olights, it's been this style of tail switch. And seeing this, I was like, what did they do here? I like it. And the change isn't only aesthetic. There's actually a different feel to this tail switch when you're trying to hit that mid press right there. So you hit that mid press and then that full press goes right to turbo. And there is definitely a difference. It feels just a little bit more stiff trying to hit that full press, but hitting that half press is a lot easier. On the Olight Warrior Mini 2, hitting that half press, of course you can still do it, but it's not as defined as it is right here on the new Olight Warrior Mini 3. On the old version, hitting that full press, you can hear a click. Here, you can hear that. And now this version, you can see it's a lot more silent. Also, there's a new proximity sensor here where it won't be affected by raindrops or glass if you're on high or turbo. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there don't like the proximity sensors for that exact reason, raindrops affecting the sensor and dropping you down to a lower lighting level. Well, they sort of fixed that. It's not exact, but for the most part, raindrops and glass won't affect this proximity sensor anymore. Now, getting back to the light itself, there's still 6 lighting modes. The UI is exactly the same, just using the side switch, just a short press on, short press off, press and hold for low, medium, and high. You can see those cyclable modes. Double click for turbo and then triple click for strobe. Exactly the same as any previous Warrior Minis. Using the tail switch, a half press, which like I said, is a lot easier to get to that medium, and a full press, instant turbo. So the UI here is fantastic, very simple. While I have the light on my desk here, you can see that color temperature. It is very cool white. I don't know the exact number here, but that looks at least 6,000 Kelvin and up. And if I go to the Olight Warrior Mini 2 here, it's still a cool white, but the new version here looks a lot cooler, but less green, in my opinion. So right there, they're both on medium. This is the Olight Warrior Mini 2, and this is the Warrior Mini 3. And you can see, hopefully you can see, this one is a little bit warmer than this guy right here, but a lot less green, which I've really been noticing on recent releases from Olight. They are a lot less green than previous models, which is a huge upgrade. And real quick, let's take a look at the battery that ships with this. Yeah, it's gonna be the same 18650, 3500 milliamp hour, 3.6 volt lithium ion rechargeable battery. Now this can be slot charged, or obviously just plop it back into the flashlight and use the included magnetic charger. But that's enough talking. I'm actually gonna take these outside and do a side-by-side comparison with the Warrior Mini 2 and the Warrior Mini 3. So let's go. So this is the Olight Warrior Mini 3. I'm gonna bypass moonlight and just go right to low. Right there. Let's go to medium. There we go. So we're already starting to see that pretty well-defined hotspot right there, and outer perimeter. Very nice. Let's go to high. Okay. Starting to see that tree back there, some of the back tree line, and definitely hitting that barn. I'll put up the distance from here to that barn and the distance between me and that tree right there. And very nice. Let's go right to turbo. Boom. Look at that beam. Very nice. So it is a pretty well-defined. Oh, there's a deer right there. You guys see him? Oh, I was wondering what those little headlights were looking at me right there. Sorry, dude. I'm not going to blind you anymore, but that is awesome. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, the pretty well-defined. It's pretty even. You can see that outer perimeter is pretty even. Then you have that hot spot right there. And that cool white. I sort of wish it was a neutral white. I do like neutral white. In fact, I didn't look and see if this was available in neutral white or cool white. I'm not sure if they're offering both. But I'm going to put this down and let's test out. Oop. This is the Olight Warrior Mini 2, and you can see that hotspot is a lot bigger on the previous model. Low, medium, and high. It is a lot bigger. It's actually a lot floodier of a beam profile too. You can see that? I mean, that outer perimeter is still pretty sharp, but it looks like it's much wider. Probably due to that wider diameter head. Not probably, most definitely. And let's go to turbo. Right there. Exactly the same, 1,750 lumens, but we're losing about 20 meters of throw. But with the naked eye here, I can't really tell. Mosquitoes. Can't really tell. So I'm going to put it up side by side. So here's the Olight Warrior Mini 2. And here's the Olight Warrior Mini 3. You can see that hotspot difference and the color temperature difference, I'm sure. All right, so I just came back in. I pulled it up online, and I don't see any information about the Olight Warrior Mini 3 having different color temperatures, a neutral white and a cool white option. So as of the recording of this video, I'm not exactly sure, but in the future, hopefully they'll release a neutral white and cool white option for the Warrior Mini 3 here. Also, what do you guys think of the different beam profiles between the Warrior Mini 2 and the Warrior Mini 3? With the naked eye, it was sort of hard to see which one had the longer throwing distance. They both looked great to me. But with the sheer size differences between the two, this being slightly smaller, I would reach for this all day long. Couple that with the new crenellated bezel and this awesome new tail switch, the much larger side switch there. This is a winner right here. I'll also have all the information down below for all the bundles that you saw here on my table. And I do have a discount code for all non-sale items. I'll have all that information down below as well. You guys know which bundles I like the most. I like all of them, but I do like the Perun Mini 2 paired with the OD Green O-Pen Mini here. And this Olantern Classic Mini in this copper color is pretty awesome. But the real star of the sale is the release of their Olight Warrior Mini 3 right here. So guys, don't sleep on this sale, especially if you've been waiting for this release. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!